Hi there. The next item on your getting started checklist is going to be to add your team members to your Loyalsnap portal. You'll be able to add team members by inviting them to create an account, and then they'll have access to the Loyalsnap portal. You can control the permissions that you assign to each of your staff members, and these are things that you can change or edit at any time. So if you go to the right hand corner to your avatar menu here and then click on settings, then go over to the users tab. This is where you're going to be able to view all of the current users that are in your portal. You can take a couple of actions here, such as editing them or delete the user, and you can add a new user right here. So to add your staff, go to add user, and then you can go ahead and create a basic account for them by entering their first name, their last name, and their email address. By default, this portal checkmark will always be checked. That is something that only we have here in support, but you won't need to worry about that. That's always going to be checked by default. So when you set up the account, keep in mind that each user account must have a unique email address. You cannot have multiple user accounts all sharing one email address, so just keep that in mind as you're setting up these accounts for your staff members. If you wanted staff to all share one email address, then they would need to share one account with one login. You have a couple of options here on this screen. This daily emails checkbox, if you check this, then this user is going to receive a daily dashboard report via email. It's something that you can, change at any time if you want. This would typically be something for your manager to have so that they get those daily dashboard reports by email. If you click on this reply to user checkbox, this is going to be a less common thing that you might want to happen, but let's say you would like all email replies from the dashboard to go directly to this user instead of to your studio email address. So this might be your manager or something like that. If you do want this user to receive the email replies, then you're going to click this checkbox. Otherwise, you just leave that empty and all email replies will go to your studio email address as expected. And then if you scroll down here, you have several permissions you can choose from. You can, give different permissions to different staff members. You can give, all permissions to all staff members. This is completely up to you. One thing that I would keep in mind is that, you may want to use the billing permissions and the user admin permissions more sparingly because these are pretty robust permissions for your lower level staff members to have. But again, it's completely up to you. User admin permissions would mean that they are able to create, edit, and delete studio user accounts. That means they could do all of this right here. If you don't give them that permission, then they're not going to be able to edit or add users. They would need someone with studio or with user admin permissions to do that for them. So just keep that in mind. Once you have all of this looking as you'd like, you can click save and it's going to send an email to this user prompting them to create their account. And then you're all set.